Let's talk about. I want to go to your mind at a I got a moment. Like I'm really I got this shit moment. Like I don't care what you say. I can never unsee this. I'm out the matrix now. I can forever make money. Because we talk about that all. Like I told you, it's just been like 5 years ago where I'm not in the rat race no more.
Right.
What was your moment where you was like, man, I'm doing this? Because I remember us talking about some big gains, but I want to know that moment.
Yeah. So my first one was my first moment came when Key. First it was Key. Key actually. I would make money, lose money, make money, lose money, and I taught her. I brought her home because she had an experience at the job. You know what I'm saying? And we brought her home, and I taught her how to trade. Taught her what I was looking at, what I was doing, and for whatever reason, they say women are better traders than men. It is what it is, and so I would make all this money on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, lose it all on Friday. It just happened to be a cycle earlier on in my career. And then she came home, she made money Monday through Wednesday, didn't trade Thursday, went shopping Friday. Like she pulled out the
way
money.
Smarter.
She pulled out the money out the market because I'm thinking I'm gonna make this go to $1 kajillion. Yeah. And then I'm gonna finally pull out everybody and pull out the money and do what Kanye say, buy Earth. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. And she was like, nah. I said, you ain't gonna trade on today? She's like, no, I hit my goal. And I was like, you hit your goal? What do you mean? So she employed discipline early. And so she went, got herself, changed her hair, got like a little mini shopping spree and everything. I'm like, how you just gonna go blonde? She went ash blonde on me. Went from dark black, jet black to ash blonde. I was like, okay, cool then. And so that was the first one. Then I started pulling out money because that inspired me to say, okay, I've been doing this all wrong.
Let me use your method.
We always say, your belief check is your first form of income. Everything after that is going to be income.
Facts.
So your first check is your belief check. Everything after that is income. Man, I got that first belief check was $75, bro. And then it went that month though. I withdrew over $4,000. That was my first time. And then the next month I withdrew like $8,000. And I'm like, yo, this is something where I can continue to go ahead and make this happen. It got to a point where I made my first I'm out of the matrix moment. I went to sleep and I placed a trade, big trade or whatever the case may be. Put my stop loss, so that's my break. So like if I don't want to lose no more than this, and then I had an open take profit, and so I was like, all right, US 30 gonna drop. It looked like it's about to drop. I wake up, the trade is up like 70K, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm finna close this. Key was like, yo, no. Let it hit take profit. I'm like, damn, you crazy. I'm finna
70 bands.
I'm finna go ahead and she's like, no, it's moving in your direction. Trust your take profit. Trust yourself. Trust your trade. That's when we got trustyourtrade.com. So trust your trade. And I was like, all right, bet. Man, the market aggressively started falling. And then the trade closed. I dropped my phone and was like, bro, I'm scared to look at what this number was because the last number I saw was 70 grand. Then I looked up. That was the first time ever I had made $101,000 in a day.
Trust your trade,
said, bro.
Trust your trade,
bro. I cried. You have no idea because I was making my first business.
Yeah, 75.
2 years,
$75.
4 months.
Yeah,
I was there $4,000.
$4,000. Yeah.
Next business,
13,
2 years,
000.
$13,000.
Yeah.
$100,000 in 24 hours.
Day.
Man, really in my sleep. Woke up, hit it 100K, and so that was like the first time I'm like, yeah, I can't go back. There's no such thing.
So what would have happened if you'd have lost it all trying to trust her ass? We
would have had a fight. No, if it would have went back to like 10, I would have closed it anyway. If I would have lost 60 grand,
it's up from that point.
Like,
no more silver hair, none of that shit.
Your ass going back jet black.
This silver shit got you tripping. She thought she was a silver fox.
Yeah, and so that was the first time, and then that gave me the confidence to do the other big things. Like, I now started to place what I'm going to do with each one of my trades. Like, one trade happened where I'm like, there's no reason why I'm going to not pay off my mama house.
Facts.
That trade there was crazy. US 30 dropped. I had it going for like 80K. ended up getting to like that 67. I closed it. I was like, yo, after I actually heard how much it costs for my mama to get a house paid off, it was $66,000 to pay off my mama house. I closed 68,000.
Got two for my pocket.
Got two for me. And so I had to kind of do some little identity theft to get my mama house paid off, because they was like not telling me anything over the phone because it's somebody else's mortgage. And so I had to actually have my mama tell me all of her
information.
Stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, mama, I'm building my house. They tripping on my mortgage company. What mortgage company you got going on? And so she'll tell me. Yeah. And then I'm like, mama, I'm redoing my life insurance. I need your social security. Give me your social security number. And so she told me. And so literally, I'm just finessing
work the system. Work the system.
And then they was like, well, Mr. Woods, we can't tell you anything, but we can fax a declaration or a final payoff amount. And so they faxed it. I shot a check over there. Then we went to go record the video.
I loved
it. Was, man, that video was amazing. She was like,
she thought you was joking.
No, she thought I was joking.
She thought you was playing.
And then I said, yo, you're gonna get in like 2 weeks, you're gonna get a declaration of paid off and a deed, right? Yeah. And she said, are you serious? I just sent off the mortgage. I'm like, they're gonna send it back, mama. Don't worry about it.
She want that.
She want that. Like, yeah, I need that.
Want that 15. Yeah, she need that 1,500 back.
I'm like, dog, your whole mortgage paid off, girl. So that was lit, man.
What's the number one thing that when you're let's just say somebody brand new comes to you to learn how to trade? What's the number one myth that you have to get out their head?
That is hard. Trading is something that looks hard to prevent people from doing it, actually. Because if you knew how to make money by pressing a button, you wouldn't go to work. Like you wouldn't really work as hard as most people do. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a risk involved, so you can take losses just like you can win. But overall, it just looks confusing. But once you get the understanding of some simple things, man, to say that I have the ability to make as much money as I want to, and there is no money that is like not obtainable.
Right.
It's just a period of time. That's all I got to do. That's all it is, man. So it's like, that's one myth that you got to understand. And it don't take you years to learn it.
Right.
Now, if you learn from somebody that has the war wounds, the scars, and things of that nature, I could teach you something right now in the next 2 hours where you'll be able to tomorrow be very, very, very lethal and know how to enter the market with certainty, know when to take your money, and when to take your stop losses, when to cut the loss off. Right. In 2 hours, literally, or less than 2 hours, actually.
Well, tell them where they can learn it at.
Oh, go to mylifestyletrader.com. If you're going on mylifestyletrader.com, you'll see where it says Keep It 100. Keep It 100 is my US 30 strategy. It's the US 30 cheat code, trading the Dow Jones every single day, Monday through Friday, at 8:30 Central Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Literally, we show people how to make a bag in a real quick way. And then this, we have another one that's released. Like, we released it, I think tomorrow, or it's called Gold Rush. Gold Rush is how you actually trade gold. Next week. She said next week. A real quick way to trade gold. Most people, you could trade gold on the Forex platform, futures platform. And so we like, all right, let's go ahead and make this happen. And then US 30 Dow Jones, you could trade that in options, you could trade that in futures, you could trade that in Forex. So that's one thing that you can, it's like learning that, you can apply it in any different area.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's attractive to me about real estate is the fact that there's no cap. Yeah. I can own 1,000. I can own 10,000 houses. It's just time, so that's why we work so good together. And it was like, hey, I'm gonna take this market money and put it in a monopoly.
Monopoly.
Yeah, monopoly.
Let's go, man. Yeah. Hey, bro, we gotta have that. In this right here, we gotta put some of that clip it in, bro.
We got to,
because market to monopoly was a definite. When I came down here, it was crazy because first of all, I had my videographer.
Yeah, you here. Got the footage.
I got the footage. Yeah,
we need it. You know
and so what happened was, man, we landed here in Arkansas, well, in Memphis, and we was taking that ride. Bro said, I'm a pilot. I'm like, shut up, dog. He was like, no, I bought a plane. I was like, you bought a plane? What do you mean you bought a plane? He was like, yeah, I actually swiped for it. I'm like, I'm like, who does this? Like, this dude bought a plane on a credit card.
Cross shoot from anywhere like you ready.
Bro really bought a plane on a Visa. I mean, an American Express card, bro. He actually bought the plane. I knew he was telling me the truth, but to sit here and actually see it is hilarious. Like, this dude really did it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's like a roller coaster ride. Ain't no getting out once you're in here. Well, I had been flying since like 18, and American Express sent me a card that they said I had no limit on it, so I wanted to put that bitch to the test.
Bro.
You know, and I put that bitch to the test. You know what I'm saying? So, and the crazy part is the guy who was selling the plane, he's like, "You're gonna do what? You're not doing a wire or M or whatever they call it, you know, whatever they call the M whatever." I said, "No, so I'm gonna put it on my credit card."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, you know it's gonna be 3%, but whatever." I'm like, "That's fine, just put it on there."
Right.
So I put it on and my wife is so mad at me for like a month. So I put it on there. It was like 200 something thousand, and I went and paid it out because the people when we were talking to them, they're like, just, you know, you can spend what you want to, just pay it. You know, don't get 500,000 something like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I bought it, got it, and then like 2 days later, I paid the money off, and they froze the account.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So when they froze the account, my wife called, she like, my card ain't working. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, no, they say we ain't got no limit. You know, you stepping up in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when she called, she was like, yeah, we need to see our financials now because that's too much money to, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
now they love us because I swipe everything now. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, they froze the card for like a month. You know, thank God we still had, you know, Capital One and all that. But yeah, it was a crazy situation. You didn't want to fly with me though. Let's keep it real,
No, bro.
bro.
I'm telling you, this was inspiring. This is another inspiring moment. I said, bro, you bought a plane? He was like, yeah, let's go to it. And I'm like, he was like, you planning on flying with me? I'm like, bro, I'm not flying. But I'm like, bro, it's a one in a lifetime opportunity. I said, hey, is your instructor gonna be flying?
Arkansas Air Center, this is April.
Hey, April, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. This is Charles Mabry. Can I have 994 whiskey pulled out, please?
Yeah, sure will.
Can I have it topped off too? Thank you.
You're welcome, bye-bye.
That's how it feels.
Let's go!
That's how it feels.
I have 9 for whiskey. Nigga talking it.
Yeah, pull it out for me.
Bro!
That's how it feels. And I don't know why you too scared to fly.
Fly what? What are you talking about?
With me.
I told you I was gonna fly with you.
Okay, yeah, you can fly today.
That's what I'm saying. We gonna fly. Because you said it's 4 people that can be in there, right?
Yeah.
All right, man.
But
How
what
long did it take you to get the, what's the name?
What is he gonna do that I can't do up there though?
No, I'm just saying, like, if he there, I feel extra safe.
But I want.
I
Okay,
feel
listen.
safe
Though.
with
Okay,
you.
but let me ask you though. Why though?
Huh?
Why though?
He taught you.
This one didn't teach me. Another one taught me.
Oh, but he got the license to be an instructor.
Yeah.
Okay, other people trust him as instructor.
Yeah. Facts.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
I'm not gonna play with your life or mine up there. I don't want nothing to happen to you, but I damn sure don't want nothing to happen to you.
Facts, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Big facts, though.
Because I'm like, bro, only way I'm flying with you is if the dude that taught you is flying. You like, what the hell he gonna do?
And that's what I said is I'm in the left seat. What is he gonna do?
I'm like, I don't know how these work. You know, I'm thinking that it's just like, you know what I'm saying, when you're doing driving, student driving and stuff like that, the instructor, he can take over the whole car from his side. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
It's that
he
type
can.
of situation.
Yeah, no, he can.
And I'm like, man, listen, you was like, yo, you called the people, you called the hangar to pull your plane out and to top it off. And I'm like, dog, this dude just told these people to fill up his plane.
Yeah, 994 whiskey.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's the most gangsterish shit I've ever experienced in my life. Hey, go fill my plane up.
I'm on the way.
That's crazy, bro. Like, go fill my plane up. And so, literally, got out there. Buddy was in the air with us, and he was like, I remember you saying this right here. You was like, I don't want nothing to happen to you, but I damn sure don't want nothing to happen to me. Right. Said, we ain't going down. I was like, you know what? That's a valid point. You know what I'm saying? Because if something happened to me, something got to happen to your ass, too. So
you ain't one of us walking away from this motherfucker. And how I'm explaining to your wife, I let something happen to you.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
So we went up there, man. You took off, landed, and then the next time you took off, I was asleep.
Facts. We got that footage, too.
Absolutely, man.
The funniest thing was how they were looking. They were they were looking like out the plane, and they were so worried. About 5 minutes in the air, and my instructor, I basically had to call. That wasn't even my instructor. That was just an instructor. So I basically just had to call the airport and be like, "Hey." I text Cam, and I was like, "Hey, I need an instructor to go with me. I got some friends here," and I hadn't been flying too, so I was like, let's go up or whatever. And he came, and he was like, "You fucking can fly, but I'll go with y'all. I don't have nothing to do." So I actually had to pay him $150 to go up with me, which you should probably reimburse me on a dinner date or something like that. But yeah. So but the thing is, that's still trust though.
Yeah.
Because again, you ain't with me.
Trust somebody with your life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we got up there, and we had a good time because we landed on that little bitty airport that I think we landed in Harrisburg.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the smallest airport possible. By the time we took off, they were knocked out. They went in the back sleep, and it was. He laughed so. My instructor laughed so hard. They had took their headphones off.
Yeah, like, we got our footage, bro. I'm actually sleepy. Let me go ahead and do what I do on planes. Go to sleep.
Because I told him, I said, we're just gonna be out there about 2 hours or so, and they would sleep after like 30 minutes. I was like, we might as well just go on into Jonesboro, because I was gonna fly to Memphis and then fly back. You know what I'm saying? Which is like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Both. Like 20 minutes there, 28 minutes there, and 28 minutes back, and they would sleep. That's too funny.
Bro, that was a unique experience, man. To experience your homeboy having a plane and being able to fly it. You feel me? That was like,
I think it's
a different type of situation.
I think it's 0.2% of the world's population are black pilots that own a plane.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's what's inspiring. Hopefully, David, hopefully Prime Global gets their plane next. I'm really shooting for April, for our jet, so hopefully David sees this episode and we can go ahead and, get us a $5 million Hawker and, and then you won't have to fly to Memphis. We'll just come get you. We'll be in a leasing program in Houston, so you just jump on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you've rented a couple private planes in your days.
I love private planes,
bro.
I love them, man. We that is the turn up of all turn ups for me, to experience that, because not a lot of people get to experience it.
Yeah,
Instagram
different.
make things look like, oh my God, it's the top thing to do. But we've chartered a few jets.
The big one was Jamaica,
Globals, Hawkers.
What y'all had in Jamaica?
Jamaica.
That one was pretty big.
Yeah, that was a 14 passenger because we wasn't even supposed to go. We didn't know about the trip at all. So a cousin of ours was getting married. Got married. And everybody that was knew about it, they was like, "Hey, we gonna go celebrate with y'all on y'all honeymoon in Jamaica," and it was also somebody else's birthday. And so we was like, "Man, y'all going to Jamaica? Why y'all ain't let us know?" It was like, "Okay, we just know y'all was busy or whatever the case may be." And it was about 10 people going or something like that. And so I was like, "Man, let's upgrade this whole situation. Have any of y'all flown private before?" And so they was like, "Nah." I said, "Yo, cancel your ticket going. We're gonna fly private going." And so you just gotta, keep the ticket coming back.
Yeah, facts. Because
I'm gonna leave early. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I got other stuff to do. And man, it was we had the chef. She fixed stuff on the plane. It was lit, and everybody just had a dope experience. Just to say that, man, and you know what was crazy? My uncle Kiana uncle at this point. You know, when people do something
Yeah,
bad,
you gotta let them go.
You gotta let them know.
Yeah,
that
I know.
that's
I know
your
who you're
uncle.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, your uncle actually left his passport in Austin. So we were supposed to go from Houston to Jamaica.
I know y'all didn't fly to Austin.
Bro, we made we flew to Austin. It was $5,000 to fly to Austin, and then take a.
Yeah, he'd have been paying that $5,000.
Bro, it was one of them things. I was like, dog, he was like, nephew, you don't understand like how what that meant for me, because he didn't look out for me. Our uncle didn't look out for me a lot. So, and so I was like, man, to have the means to do that was everything.
And
Number one,
it didn't matter nothing to
and
you.
it was like, bro, because it was like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to go if I don't have a passport. And so it's like, all right, look, we gotta go get it. And luckily, his brother, you know what I'm saying,
Came to the Clearport.
This
is different from the airport.
Cousin.
Yeah, it's the Clearport. It's the Clearport. You
Clearport,
land-
absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, you land in Jamaica, no customs. You ain't got to do all that. Go
Nothing.
through all that stuff.
Nah,
You
just go to the
like,
car.
okay, any of y'all got anything? No.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was the funniest part is everybody that this is their first experience. They was like, man, y'all gonna leave us, man. I'm like, no, they on our time.
Yeah.
They on our time.
That's the beautiful part about it.
yeah. Well,
And they don't care either, because they're getting paid. The thing is, they don't care.
No,
They're getting paid
They gonna
regardless
get paid, yeah.
from the point they get there till an hour and a half after they leave.
yeah.
We flew private, and we actually end up having our pilots come to the game. We brought him to. He was like, "I've never been to a game." I was like,
That's hard.
"Yeah, you know what I'm saying." So it's and the crazy part is you doing that for them is the same thing my business partner David did. Like I told you, I had the yacht on my bucket list, and he just booked a yacht and was like, "Yeah, we going on the yacht."
That's what's up.
And I'm like, that is crazy, but
Gonna be on that yakich.
Yakic. And I'm gonna do a podcast on that Yakic too,
Oh, that's
maybe
hard.
one or two. Yeah, so it's gonna be a very good situation. I just thank God for the blessings that we have and the things we've been able to see. We was in Curacao a time or two, and I was in the pool, and God put on my heart. He said, your eyes are gonna see some things that gonna make this look minuscule.
Absolutely.
Like you're gonna see some stuff in your lifetime.
Absolutely.
And he was like, be ready for it. He like, I'm gonna put your eyes on some things that are so beautiful, you'll never understand it.
Man, listen, he said that my thoughts are so above your thoughts, and he gave us everything that we need that pertains to life and godliness. So that right there is just something that stick with me all the time. Like, okay, just stay locked in, because everything that you learn in every single season is going to benefit you in this season and in the next.
Facts.
And so I remember, now that I'm coming back around to this, I said, you know what? I was in Miami. I took a private jet to Miami, and in my spirit, it said, hey, call Charles to get into real estate. And I said, all right, bet, I'm going to call Charles to get into real estate. And so I called Charles. It was a different one that was on my mind, though.
That's hilarious.
And when I called him to get into real estate, I was like, you know what? He was like, perfect timing. You feel me? Like, I got a buyer. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we need to do is build it out. They already got the $360,000 approval. You just need to put like $260 in there to build out a duplex. She gonna live in one side, and she be able to do this. And I was like, all right, bet. I mean, it's perfect timing. Bet, let's go. Man, we got into building that duplex, put the money in, did all our thing. I think it was like a month or two before she was supposed to move in. I was like, you know what? I ain't even went to the place. I bought the land. I start building it out. Have him had an open line of material and stuff like that at the lumber. Just put my card on file, and I'm like, let me just go, because now I'm like, I got a little bit more time. Let me go check it out. Man, I went to the lot where I'm like, I'm expecting a finished product.
Close to it.
Bro, it was nothing but a square outline, and the grass was 6 feet tall. I said, you gotta be
I
kidding.
think I wasn't I with you then?
No, you went with me.
Because it was 6 feet tall when I went.
Yeah, and I was like, either this guy is like, I'm not understanding what's going on right now. And it was like, hey, listen, have a meeting. You was like, let's have a meeting with him. And I was like, all right, bet. Let's have a meeting with him.
Yeah, because so let's get it in context before you go there, because we were coming down to see y'all.
Yeah.
And we were on the couch talking, and you come out the blue and say, "Damn, wrong Charles." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, bro.
And you start telling me the story, and I'm like, "Oh, that's bullshit." I'm like, "Let's go over there right now."
Yeah.
We went over there. The grass was Matumbo height.
Facts.
And I was like, "No, call him right now and tell him that the city's on you. They need to cut this grass or whatever." So he got the grass cut, and I'm like, "No, let's have a meeting." And I said like 4 specific things that if he say this, he's bullshit.
Yeah.
And he said each specific thing at the exact time I told you.
No. I want to fast forward to, and I think we got the footage. We got this footage when we actually go and we're in the duplex and we're walking around, and you was just angry. Like, courtside Unc wasn't heckling. He was angry as hell. And like, nigga, this is what he's spending your money on. This is what's going to happen. Like, he said, look at this material right there. That's about $500. Now these $500 here, $200 there, $300 over here, all that add up. Who paying for it? I'm like, damn, that is me. And it's like, you got to have that level of care, because this man is not only in the machines. He told me, bro, I know how to do every part of building a house. And so I just have my specialties, and people that do different things do their thing, but I know how to do pretty much everything when it comes to building a house. So I was like, all right, bet. So come over here, man. We got to put that clip.
Yeah, fact. Yeah,
just to walk
that
through.
shit made me so mad, because when you told me the amount of money you had already given him, I'm like, bro, half of that went in his pocket. I'm like, because it's no firewall up. You can't even put the firewall up because it ain't even built right.
Yeah.
I'm just like that.
He was like, and then Unc was with us. Unc. he does the AC units. Yeah, he does air conditioning. He was like, Unc, come here. And he was like, is he full of shit? And it was like, man, look. He said it's I think it was like a plug or something that wasn't the actual length, the correct length of doing something. I was like, bro, that let me know that you have an eye for detail in doing that.
So for my contractors that know what I'm talking about, his vent duct, his duct for his AC unit wasn't even ran up to the upstairs. So it was just basically capped out on the front. The flooring was down. Nothing was cut out.
Nah, you was like, let me ask you this. This is a shower, right? Ain't no vent. He was like, ain't no
drain. Ain't no drain for the shower.
He said, where you gonna take a shower at? Where you gonna take a shit at? And I was like, yo,
he got shower wrote on the ground.
Yeah, with no plumbing.
Where the fuck is the plumbing? Where is it gonna drain to?
Yeah,
it's impossible. And that I'm glad y'all got out that situation. But.
Yeah, it was.
And then y'all came on to the right, Charles.
Yeah,
build your duplex and got it on shaking, moving and shaking.
Right there, you know what I'm
right on the wall. There, you know what I'm saying?
Keanu Woods, I love it.
Yeah, so that you know. Again, though, I told you we had a conversation inside your basketball court. We were shooting, and I said, "Bro, money's good." I say, but you'll never appreciate it until you lose it.
Right.
You have to see the mountaintop, and a lot. You got to think, bro. I tell people this all the time, and they like, "You so humble." You this, you know. We're in the 1%ers of the world, bro.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we're not in the 5%ers, we're not in the 10%ers, we're in the 1%ers of the world. You know what I'm saying? When you can say you had a $7-8 million a year, people can't say that. You know what I'm saying? So I try to think for the rainy day. That's why. How many times you heard me say I can't afford something?
Yeah, for sure. And it don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. Like, I can't afford that.
Yeah,
I'm like, nigga, yes, you can.
And I can't though, until something else pays for it.
Right. That's the mindset to have, though.
I can afford anything as long as a tenant is paying for it. Right. As long as a customer's walking in the store paying for it. I don't want to use my money for that.
Yeah, I had to adopt a principle from another mentor. He was like, never spend the mama money, spend the baby money. Yeah. He said, have the mama money work, yield interest, and that's what you could spend. Yeah. And I was like, you had the philosophy, he had the words. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You had the principle, he just had the words. And so I was like, yeah, that just makes so much sense right there.
Yeah. The crazy part is, you know, I tell people all the time, because everybody always hits us with the "you got it, you don't know how it feel," and I'll be like, bro, I've been put out I know we got put out at least 25 times growing up. I've lived in the hood. Right. I've had a 400 square foot 2-bedroom house.
Right. That's crazy.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I
200
live
square foot,
400 some square foot 2-bedroom house. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you can't tell me, bro. I've had a 7x8 room. You get what I'm saying? With 4 people sleeping in it, being pissed on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me what, bro. I've eaten ramen noodles 9 days in a row.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had some ready mixed pancake. you get what I'm saying? Like I went to college and had nothing.
Yeah, I got fluffy eating that stuff.
But you feel what I'm saying? So they don't understand, like when you go through certain things in life, you can do one or two things. You can adapt and adjust like COVID taught us to do, or you could be a victim to it.
Yeah, no.
I haven't worked for nobody since 2000. My last job was Frito-Lay.
5 years.
Yeah.
I worked at Frito-Lay too.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
I had like 25 jobs.
Yeah, me too. And that's what
And
made me realize.
silences.
The one difference is, though, every job I went to, I treated like I owned it. That's why it's so easy for me to own things now. You notice, I talk to you about everything.
Bro, you have a big vision, I ain't gonna lie. And it was one that I was like, man, I never shot your vision down. I always like, yo, that shit gonna be dope. Like, okay, what year you plan on doing that? Nigga now. And it was like, all right, I wanna get this done, this done, this done. The tenant gonna play for this, but this is when I'm gonna have it done. I'm like, yo. Next was like, I remember we was talking, and then they had sprung a word on me. I ain't even know what it is. He was like, yeah, I want to buy a barge. I don't want a Rolls Royce. I want a barge. I'm like, what's a barge? He was like, you remember them big boats that got like containers on them? And I was like, yo, they go to China and stuff like that. He was like, yeah. He was like, I want one of them. I'm like, dog, how much one of them cost? I'm like, man, 15, 20 million, 8 million. I'm like, dog, who thinks about buying this? He'd be like, you know what? I got every slab, every car. Nah, I want a barge. And that's different.
Yeah.
To have that type of mentality is different, bro.
But you have to. This is the thing. My mama always told me this, man. She said, if you shoot for the moon and you hit the stars,
You win.
you win.
Yep.
I don't think nothing. The one thing I tell you, and I've told you this in private moments, you pick the right woman.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
When you pick the right person, they're gonna give you that. Like her saying, just simple. Women are so, they just know how to do it.
Right.
Hey, now trust your trade.
Trust your trade. Yep.
Not listen to me and blah blah blah. A woman is gonna be subtle.
Yeah.
Trust your
The
trade.
right woman is gonna be subtle.
No, just a woman. Period.
No, we ain't gonna say that.
A woman is different from a girl, from a chick.
Okay.
A woman, they're different.
Okay.
They totally different. I tell people this all the time. Like, you know from the second, you know what I'm saying? You know from the second. We 7th grade. You know from the second. Now, it has to manifest to that, and they have to do their part. But at the end of the day, when you tell somebody, hey, trust me with something, you have to produce.
Facts.
That's these guys' problem. You want a woman to support your bullshit. No. Be effective with your craft.
Right.
Because I got love for, if you want to go work a 9 to 5, I respect that.
Right.
And I'm gonna let you do your thing. But don't shoot down the fact I want to be a billionaire.
Right.
I'm hustling for my bloodline,
Facts.
not just for me.
Yeah. Another way that thing is worded is people don't fail in life because they aim too high and miss. People fail in life because they aim too low and they hit. And a lot of times, because we don't see more or see an opportunity outside of what it is that we have in our hands, we don't know different. And then it's the community, you know what I'm saying? They say the word community, the common unity that I have with people around me, it's all the same conversation. Nobody
Facts.
is actually talking about getting to 100 or 200 or 500,000 or $1 million or anything along the lines of that. They're not talking about that. And so to have someone stretch you, your conversation stretch you, it's either you actually do so by way of outside entrepreneurs or people inspirations or people that's closest to you. And once your words start going further, then that's when at least your we call it raising the bar. Raising the bar just simply means that you raise your beliefs is going to follow your actions are going to follow your results. Like if you raise your level of believing, you'll raise your actions, and then you'll raise your level of results. So the overall talking and getting to that level, it's about me. It's about me and you actually getting to a place where we are talking in a certain way so that we'll be able to get into a certain environment
Facts.
and a certain way of thinking, and that will create our overall reality. That's one of the philosophies we have with the word mentality. M-E, men, M-E-N, and then mental, what we think about, and then tality is the physical reality of your life. So me and the people that I hang around and what we think about becomes my physical reality.
That's serious. We're gonna end it there for right now and get a word from our sponsors. Courtside Prime Global Group.